Good morning, St. Columbus. I am glad to be with you this morning and to resume this practice of daily bread. It is Tuesday morning, the day after Labor Day, and many of us naturally turn to rev up for the fall season, back to school, back to work, back to the fall routine. Oh wait, that's right. It isn't like that this year. It's not like other fall seasons. We're in the midst of a pandemic. We're in a season of racial reckoning and sharp political divisiveness. I have dueling impulses about this. There's a part of me that just wants the chaos to end and the difficulties in daily life to cease. Not to go back, but to feel settled, to be done with all of this discomfort. I want life to be easier than this. Another part of me recognizes that hard as this is, we're in the midst of an upheaval that has critical implications for the soul of our nation, the soul of our democracy, and there is the potential for us to take a step toward integrity in our intention to live into our baptismal vows, to seek and serve Christ and the holiness of God in all persons, to respect the dignity of every human being. I don't know that God is the instigator of all this chaos, but I do believe that God now invites us to live into it with integrity of heart. I'm reminded of a time many years ago when I was going through a real crisis. It was a sort of an existential crisis, questioning my ministry and what I was doing. And during that time, I started having dreams in which I found myself way out in the middle of the ocean, all alone, and I was afraid. And at the time, I was seeing a Jungian analyst, and he encouraged me. He said, "Ledlie, hard as it is, if you are able, I invite you to stay out in the deep. For it is over the deep, over the chaos, that the Spirit brooded in the beginning of creation. And it is over that chaos that the Spirit broods today. And it is out of that chaos that the Spirit brings new form and new light and new life. So stay out there." Being true to our faith calls us to stay in the deep of this moment, in the discomfort of the chaos, but not just to float and bob around. As Bishop Marianne said in her sermon some 10 days ago, we don't just drift toward love, toward true love. True love requires practice. So I wonder, what has been your experience of putting love into practice? How have you done that? In coming weeks and months, I look forward to sharing with you my own experiences of putting love into practice and asking you to share with us your experience of how you have put love into practice through centering prayer, daily prayer, through brave conversations, through reaching across to others whose lives are unfamiliar, through holding one another in prayer, through holding one another in accountability of prayer, through voting, through seeking God's light upon our path, on noticing God's light when it shines upon our path and illumines our way. Dear ones, may the blessing of God be before you, among you, around you. May the blessing of God uphold you this day and evermore. Amen.